Hello and welcome to Design and Business Conversations for Creatives. I'm Cheyney and today I am chatting with Leanne from the Bath Boutique. Hi. Leanne and I met many years ago now when I had my first business baby, Camille Co. Soaps and Candles.
It's going back.
It's going back a long time, and I remember I reached out to you. I can't remember how I found you, but I reached out to you and asked you if you were interested in stocking some of my soaps and candles, and you very kindly took a chance on me and stocked them in your store, and we have been friends ever since. We've kind of developed and nurtured a relationship over the last
5 years.
5 years,
5 years, yeah.
Leanne has a beautiful store called the Bath Boutique in Browns Bay, where your husband did a lot of the work to...
All of the work.
All of the
And
work.
the boys, yeah. They did the whole thing for me, yeah.
And it's beautiful, and what I really like and admire about you and your business is how supportive you are to Kiwi makers and designers and supporting local.
Oh, yeah, thank you, because
Yeah.
that's a big passion for me, for sure.
Yeah. So I think to start, if you can just introduce a little bit about yourself and your business.
Sure.
And,
Yep, okay. Well, I'm Leanne, as Cheyney said, and I have had Bath Boutique for, well, we just had our 4th birthday on Saturday, but I have been in business since 2005 in various forms. I've lived in New Zealand for 23 and a half years, almost 24 years, and I love it here, make it its home, and I've just been really fortunate to have gone through a long process where I've been able to meet fantastic artists and makers and have this great platform called Bath Boutique, where we do have a lot of New Zealand artists and makers and creatives on our shelves. So that's me.
And just a little backstory, within the Bath Boutique you also stock your own products that you make yourself, which are soaps and bath products, like gorgeous salts and bath bombs. Why did you start your businesses? I mean, have you lumped them into one?
Sure.
Or?
To be honest, I didn't actually intend to start a business. So I started making my soaps and bath products way back in order to help my son, who suffered from allergies and eczema. And he had just reactions to all sorts of fragranced things. And so he hated washing in the shower with aqueous cream. He never felt clean. And so I set about to try and make a soap that he could use that wouldn't affect his skin. It kind of grew organically from there as friends and family got involved, and then I went to markets, and so I didn't actually intend to start a business. So I think it was 2009 when I had the intention to move from a market hobby-based experience to a full-on proper business with a plan and a way forward. So why did I do that? I didn't want to work every weekend at markets.
Fair enough.
Anymore.
Markets are hard
Yeah,
slog.
they're hard work.
That just reminded me, we actually met at a market.
At a market, And so I didn't want to be away from my family anymore on a weekend, and I thought I'd have a serious crack at moving into the wholesale arena. So that was 11 years ago. Yeah. And my business now doesn't look anything like what it did back then or what I had in my mind, but there have been huge shifts and actually closing down of a business, which we may get into, I'm not sure. But yeah, 11 years ago, I went from having a hobby to trying to manage a business. Yeah.
So grew quite organically then.
Initially, for sure.
Cool. What does your typical day look like? Can you walk us through,
I can.
The chaos.
I can. Coffee. It starts with coffee. That is my start to my day. So we have a very full house at the moment. So when my husband and my middle son leave for work, that's about 20 to 7. I have my coffee, then shower. And then if it's my turn to cook, I get up and organize that, whether it's putting something on to marinate or getting the crock pot out or, whatever I need to do. Then it's off to work. Oh, and also bake. So I do sourdough bread. So 4 out of 7 days a week, the morning means I'm baking bread. Then what do? I go to work, drop my oldest son off at work, get into the boutique about half an hour before it opens, which allows me to start making something or actually finish making something or get set up to make something during the day. Now I wrote some of this down, so I'm going to look funny here looking at my computer, but I'm open from 9:30 to 5:30. And during the day, at the boutique, I'll do everything from redressing the window, dusting the shelves, polishing the silver jewelry, getting new stock in, putting it in the computer, taking photos of it, putting it on the website, updating the website, sending out orders from the website, serving my customers, and then trying to manufacture products in between all that as well. Oh, and also engage on social media. Then I head home. So usually I get home about 20 past 6:30. My husband, bless, is waiting there with a glass of wine. And so
He's so sweet.
he's good,
He's so
hey?
sweet.
I'll keep him.
Yeah.
So we usually debrief about each other's day with a glass of wine. Whoever's on cooking duty will finish cooking dinner. We eat together, usually as a family. Whoever's home will be there. Clean up, sit down about 8:30. 8:45, and we're watching a YouTube series right now called Free Range Sailing, which is about a young couple. Oh yeah,
I've heard about that.
It's so good, and it just helps keep us inspired for our project, because we're also building a little boat to fuel our adventures for down the track.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
So
and then
jam-packed.
Jam-packed. Then bed, and then we get that just sets us up to keep going.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. What inspires you?
Oh, this question was really interesting for me when you sent it through. I actually have to say, gosh, what doesn't inspire me? I find myself creatively inspired by nature, natural colors, natural scents, green. You guys can't see this, but looking out the window here at Cheyney's is green, and it's just such a soothing, inspirational, sort of peaceful vista. Nothing better for me or my headspace than chucking on my hiking boots and going. We live quite close to the beach, so that's my out. That's my clear the cobwebs, walk it out. I can think and get inspiration from just that rhythmic movement of moving my feet. Yeah, I love that. So yeah, I don't want to sound cliche, but I kind of find inspiration everywhere.
That resonates with me. I completely understand.
Yeah.
And I'm very similar.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. No, nature definitely. People say what inspires you, and I say nature, and it seems like so broad. And it's also, I didn't want to pigeonhole you with that question either.
No, it is broad though. It is broad because I can get inspiration from the beach, the sea and the rocks and the grasses growing on the beach. That's nature. I can also be inspired looking out my kitchen window while I'm doing the dishes, watching the birds in the bird feeder. That to me is also inspiring and just kind of unhinges something. Oh no, I'm unhinged. That's not quite what I want to say. Unhooks
it's calming.
Something. Well, it releases something in my brain that allows me to, maybe it just helps to put things in a positive twist, which flows into creativity. Maybe that's it. Yeah,
cool. No, that makes sense to me. Let us know in the comments if that makes sense to you. Having been in the Bath Boutique now 4 years, I'm sure you've done a lot of learning in that time and space. What do you wish you knew 5 years ago?
Well, you're right, Cheyney. I've learned a lot in the last 4.5 years, and this question, I have to say, rocked me, because 5 years ago I was on a completely different trajectory with my business. And you know, you're familiar with kind of what's happened, but here's a quote that I saw that I found after getting through probably one of the hardest times for me from a business perspective. And that's, remember, not all positive change feels positive at the beginning.
We did the goosebumps.
Yeah. And for me, I wish I knew 5 years ago that I was strong and resilient and competent and smart. I wish I knew that in my soul.
I've known that all along.
And I wish I knew that I could trust myself, because that's a tough one in business. So I wish I knew how to separate business failure from personal failure. That was a big one for me. From a purely practical perspective, I wish I knew or had learned earlier the importance of having a strategic plan, not only for running my business, but for ending my business. So an exit strategy to understand and how that would work and when to call it. Yeah, because that was really tough. Yeah, really, really tough. So those are things that I wish I knew 5 years ago, but in learning them through the 5 years, I know them now, and that's a really good thing.
Cool. I think hindsight's
it's brilliant,
amazing. And when you're in things, you know, you can't see it until you step back and then you reflect on it and you're like, wow, okay. Yeah.
And you're so emotionally invested that you can't sometimes extricate yourself to see clearly. And so that's really important, I think, to have people around you that can help you deal with the emotional so that you can put on your business head and make business decisions for business sake. Yeah. That's a tough one. Yeah.
Very, very good answer there. I've asked this a couple of times before. It's been more recently, and again, it's a little bit of a broad one, but how do you protect your energy?
Sleep.
Yes.
Yeah, which is hard to come by sometimes.
Yes.
But my husband gets up really, really early for work, so his alarm goes off at 4. He does his thing in the morning, and so he's in bed quite early. So I've learned from him to go to bed. Just go to bed, because you can't go to sleep if you're not there, right? Whereas I have a tendency, because I'm a bit of a night owl, I stay up and I'll clean that, or I'll just put another load of laundry on, or I might just go, oh, everyone's in bed, so I'll go clean the bathroom now so it stays clean for 5 minutes, or you know. So I've had to really learn, just go to bed. Just, it'll be there, just go to bed. And I do have some really gentle time in the morning. So after 2 of my household leaves for work, I have a nice hot coffee and I sit. Don't tell him this, but the dog comes on the bed and we have a little snuggle and a coffee, and then I think about my day and I frame it in my head. Then I can sort of get up and have a, so that going to sleep, having a gentle time in the morning, and of course getting out for a walk when I can.
Sleep's very important. My last question is, what does success look like to you?
This also was a really good question for me, because of course my journey started way back, before 2005. And success at that time meant something completely different than success means today, right? So when I started making soap to help my son, success meant getting it right so that he could wash himself and feel clean and good and not be affected. So that was success. That was, you know. Then in doing markets, success was initially paying my stall fee. But from a financial perspective, yes, paid my stall fee. Woohoo! You know, and moving from that then into a wholesale arena, success was paying my gift fair stand, which was huge. You know, when I first started, that was like, oh my gosh, do you know how expensive that is? And, you know, paying that in orders was, wow, that was success, you know, and growing the business that way. I'm just gonna look at, because I had to write this down, so I'm gonna read it because it helped me write it down. So I have 2 areas of success that I focus on. One is obviously financial, right? That side of success is, can I pay all of Bath Boutique's expenses? Am I earning enough to pay down the mortgage we took out on it? And can I see any vision of being able to draw a living wage from this venture? If so, when? This financial success is a long-term, long-game success plan. And of course, in that, it takes time. Sometimes I'm really impatient. I want it now. I'm always conscious of making sure I stick to the plan though, and the timeline my husband and I have discussed to reach this end goal. COVID has thrown a bit of a spanner in the works with the boutique, but we're flexible and we're just working with what we have. The other measure of success for me, and this is what gets me going, this is, you know, someone said, if you could do whatever you wanted and money wasn't an issue, what would you do? I'm doing it. Absolutely doing it. Absolutely. So the other measure of success for me is my place in the community of people I work in. And that success is so incredibly gratifying to me. I'm a service person at heart, not a salesperson. And I love being able to match my lovely customers with a gift they can give that has a message to the person they're giving it to. So a lot of what I'm about at the store is finding just that right thing that says, you know, I love you, you know, I want to give you this because you're just awesome and you mean something special to me. So success literally looks like my customers who come in. You know, it's got success is their faces, either to buy a gift or to chat, you know, but it's their faces. Success to me is seeing an amazing New Zealand artist like yourself, and I have many in my store, appreciated for their skill. And when my customers come in, I love to tell the story of the artists that I have and to help my customers learn about these creative people, and then to see them go from learning about an artist to seeing their work to purchasing their work because they understand its value. That's me. I just love that. That to me is just awesome. That's success. I recently celebrated my 4th birthday at the boutique, and the number of people through the door on that day, the kindness and support for my business that they have shown me over the last 4 years, and their determination that Bath Boutique stays, that is what success looks like to me. So I work very hard on my business all the time, but to see the people in my community working to keep Bath Boutique there, it's humbling. Yeah, it's just humbling.
Yeah. And I've seen over the years plenty of Leanne's customers over and over again. Like when I pop in, and you'll be, you know so many of your customers by name that you've just met because you've connected with these people through the Bath Boutique. And I think that's incredible. And I'm so gutted I didn't make it to your 4th birthday. I had wanted to, and I had intended to. I've been to a couple of birthdays and they're fabulous. It's been so cool to see you grow, and I really appreciate how honest and open you are about your journey, and you have been the whole way through, and we have chats, and they're quite deep chats, and to feel supported by you, but also to feel, I don't know how to express it correctly, but genuinely connected to you as a friend, a business person, and someone that I really admire and respect.
Oh, thank you, Cheyney. I mean, I think it's so important as business women, because that's what we are, and our community. New Zealand is small, and I think it's so important to share honestly about the experience, because there's enough out there, there's enough success out there for everybody, but it's hard. It's hard work and it's tough going, and if we can share what we've learned, give someone a leg up, give someone some knowledge that we've maybe suffered to get. If we can do that and help other people be a success as well, that's the way to do it. That's the way to do business. And I know not everybody feels that way, but that's how I feel, and that's how I've always operated. So,
yeah, me too. I usually have a last question in these videos where I ask where people can find you, but I find that a lot of the information, the juicy information, is in the other questions. I will overlay your website, so your web address, and I will pop all Leanne's links to the store address and your Instagram and your Facebook and all the rest. So take a look in the links in the description box below. I've also broken this up into timestamps, so if you need to go back to any question, you can just look in the comments below and click directly into that timestamp and get the answer again if you want to rewatch. And thank you so much for taking the time to come up to my home and chat with me.
Thank you. Well, thanks for having me, Cheyney, and I'm honoured that you thought I might be able to have something to share with your audience.
Absolutely.
It's been lovely.
Absolutely.
And I look forward to what the future brings for all of us.
Yes.
So that's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, cool. And thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, support the channel, comment below, let us know your thoughts, your feelings, your opinions, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
I do brighten it up on the software as well, so
we
make
just
it nice.
will be bright. Whether it's a gloomy day or not, we'll bring the brightness.
We will bring
the bright.
We will bring the bright.